Are you planning a road trip or air travel, but you're worried about your neck and back pain getting worse? Or maybe you're just looking to avoid developing any back or neck pain while you're traveling. My name is Dr. Robin Armstrong. I'm a chiropractor at Willowbrook Chiropractic in Langley. And today I'm going to give you 5 tips for avoiding back and neck pain while you're traveling. Tip number 1, set yourself up for success. So in the days leading up to your trip, prioritize movement. If you have a mobility routine or a stretching routine, then make sure that you are doing that regularly. If you need some ideas about what you could be doing if you don't have a routine, check out our growing library of exercise videos or ask myself or Dr. Friedman. We're happy to give you ideas. Come in for your regular treatment, get your adjustment, and make sure that your back and neck are in their optimal state before you travel. And drink water. So water is going to help with hydrating the discs between the bones of your spine. It's going to help lubricate your joints, and it's going to help with any muscle tension that can come from dehydration. Tip number 2, pack lightly and don't be afraid to ask for help. So if you're doing any car travel, think about maybe packing in smaller bags rather than one big bag so that you don't have to haul something out of the trunk, or ask for help hauling that big bag out of the trunk. If you're camping, consider maybe a smaller setup so that you don't have as much to put out and take down. It might not be the time for you to have a full living room and kitchen setup, or again, bring someone with you who's willing to do that setup and take down. If you're flying, see if you can have a carry-on that fits under the seat in front of you rather than having to put it in the overhead compartment. Or ask for help, so the flight attendant or your traveling partner, or maybe even one of the other passengers. Tip number 3, sit right. So set up your seat, you want it a little bit reclined so you're not in a super flexed posture for your low back. Also, if you're in a vehicle, raise the seat up a little higher so that there's not as much flexion in your hip, not as much compressive force on the low back. You'll have to move a little closer to the pedals. Some vehicles also have a lumbar support that you can adjust. That's to help support the curve in your low back and avoid any slouching. If you're on a plane, you can simply roll up a small sweatshirt or a scarf and place that in the curve of your back to give that support there. In the vehicle, use your headrest. So we tend to start getting head forward posture when we're driving. So either use that as a cue, just a reminder, okay, my head should be close to the headrest, or even just simply rest your head on the headrest. If you're camping, get out of that camping chair. Camping chairs put us in like a hunched, slouched posture, and that can be really challenging for the entire back. Maybe even consider upgrading your chair to something a little firmer. I love the zero gravity chairs because they help support the low back with bending the knees and maybe even a little bit of neck support too. Number 4, move your body. So while you're traveling, you need to think about movement as well. So if you're traveling in the vehicle, try to remember to get out once an hour, do a little short walk, maybe a little bit of stretching. If you're on the plane, make it a goal to move your body 5 minutes every hour. So get up, go to the bathroom. If there's a little bit of space there, maybe you can do a bit of stretching, and then keep repeating that each hour. If it's not possible for you to get up and move around, you have to keep driving, or the person beside you is asleep, then you can do a little bit of stretching in your seat to get a bit of that movement. And we've made a video about stretches you can do while seated when traveling. Tip number 5, bring your tools with you. So if there are things at home that you know help you, bring them with you. If you have a pillow that keeps your neck happy, bring it with you. Dr. Friedman often brings his pillow and puts it in his carry-on suitcase. If you're going to be sleeping in the vehicle or in the plane, use a neck pillow so you don't end up with a kink in your neck. Again, if you have a lumbar support pillow, bring that with you, or bring something that can sub in for that curve in your low back. And if you're camping, think about your sleeping surface. If you're a tent camper, is this the time that maybe you use a foam to sleep on, or maybe even an air mattress? If you have a really old mattress in your camper, could you put a foam topper on it, or is it time to upgrade to a better mattress? I hope you have a great trip and you can use these tips to keep your back and neck healthy. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask myself or Dr. Friedman. We're always happy to help.